For the best experience, please use headphones or listen in a quiet environment. Discover your life's true purpose. Transform passion into meaning today. What gets you out of bed every morning? Think about it. Is it an obligation, a routine, or something more profound? Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what drives me to keep going, even on the toughest days? We're all here because, deep down, we believe there's more to life than simply existing. We crave purpose, something that makes our hearts race, our spirits soar, and our lives meaningful. But here's the paradox. While the desire for purpose burns within us, the path to discovering it can feel elusive, even overwhelming. The good news? You're not alone. And today, we're going to embark on a journey that might just help you uncover what gives your life meaning. Let's start with this powerful quote from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist. "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Think about that for a moment. When you have a clear purpose, life's challenges don't disappear, but they become manageable, even meaningful. So, what's your why? Have you ever truly asked yourself? Now, some of you might say, I don't have a grand purpose, I'm just trying to get through the day. And that's okay, because finding purpose doesn't always start with clarity. It starts with curiosity. Let's explore this together. Step 1. Reflect on what lights you up. Ask yourself, what activities make time disappear? When do you feel most alive? Maybe it's creating art, solving problems, helping others, or simply being in nature. These moments are clues. They're whispers from your soul, guiding you toward your purpose. Don't dismiss them as trivial, they're signposts. Interestingly, scientific research supports this idea. A study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that engaging in activities that promote flow, a state of complete immersion in an activity, is strongly correlated with a sense of meaning and well-being. This phenomenon occurs when you're so engrossed in what you're doing that you lose track of time. For example, athletes often describe this as being in the zone. Have you ever felt this way? If so, those moments are worth exploring. Yet a common misconception is that passion alone will lead to purpose. People think, if I just find what I'm passionate about, everything will fall into place. While passion is important, it's not the whole picture. Purpose requires action, a consistent commitment to develop your passion into something meaningful. For instance, someone who loves painting won't automatically find purpose unless they also share their art or use it to inspire others. Consider the story of Brandon Stanton, the creator of Humans of New York. Initially a bond trader, he realized his passion for photography and storytelling. By dedicating himself to capturing and sharing the stories of everyday people, he not only found his purpose, but also created a global community of empathy and connection. Here's a quote from motivational speaker Les Brown. "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars." Reflect on this. Pursuing what lights you up may not always lead to the exact outcome you envision, but the journey itself will elevate you. Think of how Stanton's initial goal of a photography career expanded into an influential movement. Here's your first action item. This week, spend 10 minutes each day reflecting on the moments that make you feel alive. Write them down. Patterns will emerge, and those patterns are your guide. Step 2. Embrace your unique gifts. Each of us has unique talents and strengths, even if we don't always recognize them. The author Marianne Williamson once wrote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." Why do we fear our own greatness? Because stepping into it means taking responsibility for it. But imagine the impact you could have if you fully embraced your gifts. Here's where science comes in. A report from the Journal of Positive Psychology highlights that people who identify and leverage their strengths daily are more likely to experience higher levels of happiness and productivity. For instance, consider someone who excels at problem solving. If they channel that skill into mentoring others or tackling community challenges, their sense of purpose deepens. Proverbs remind us of the importance of using our strengths. "A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great." Proverbs 18:16. This speaks to the power of leaning into your unique abilities. Oprah Winfrey's journey, for instance, exemplifies this. Born into poverty, she recognized her gift of communication and her deep desire to inspire others. By leaning into her unique abilities, she became a global force for positive change. Here's a quote from motivational speaker Zig Ziglar. "You are the only person on earth who can use your ability." Ziglar's words remind us that our talents are as unique as our fingerprints, and they are meant to be expressed fully. So here's a question for you. What are you good at that others often compliment you on? What comes naturally to you? These are not accidents, they're your superpowers. Start using them intentionally. Your second action item: identify one talent or strength you've been underestimating and find one way to use it this week to serve someone else. Step 3. Serve something greater than yourself. Purpose isn't just about you, it's about what you give. It's about contributing to something larger than yourself. Think about this. What legacy do you want to leave behind? What mark do you want to make on the world? These aren't abstract questions, they're an invitation to act. Consider this quote from Mahatma Gandhi. "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." When you shift your focus from "what can I get" to "what can I give," your life takes on a new dimension. Contribution transforms not just the world around you, but also the world within you. Proverbs emphasize this as well. "Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered." Proverbs 11:25. This beautifully illustrates the reciprocal nature of giving. Take Malala Yousafzai, for instance. After surviving a near-fatal attack for advocating girls' education, she didn't retreat in fear. Instead, she doubled down on her mission, becoming a global symbol of courage and purpose. By dedicating herself to a cause greater than her own life, Malala transformed her pain into progress. Here's a quote from TED speaker Simon Sinek. "Working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion." When you serve something greater than yourself, the work may still be hard, but it feels rewarding rather than draining. Your third action item: volunteer your time, resources, or skills to a cause that matters to you. Even a small act can create ripples of meaning. Step 4. Redefine failure. Let's talk about fear, specifically the fear of failing. How many of us hesitate to pursue our passions because we're afraid of making mistakes? But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to it. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." What if you adopted this mindset? What if you saw every setback as an opportunity to learn and grow? Let's turn to Proverbs 24:16. "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." Resilience isn't about never falling, it's about always getting back up. Consider the story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Before her billion-dollar success, she was a door-to-door fax machine salesperson who faced countless rejections. Instead of letting those setbacks define her, she used them as fuel to innovate and disrupt the fashion industry. Her journey underscores that failure is often the gateway to groundbreaking achievements. Here's a quote from former President Theodore Roosevelt. "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood." Failure is an inevitable part of being in the arena. It's what shapes your journey. Your fourth action item: reframe one recent failure as a lesson. Write down what you learned from it and how you can use that lesson to move forward. Step 5. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is the secret sauce to finding meaning. Why? Because it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. When you're grateful, you're grounded in the here and now, and you begin to see the beauty in life's simplest moments. Consider this verse from 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 18. "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Even in difficult times, gratitude can transform your outlook. Proverbs 17:22 adds another layer. "A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Gratitude is indeed a form of joy that heals the soul. Here's a quote from Tony Robbins. "When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears." This aligns perfectly with the transformative power of gratitude. By focusing on what you have, you create a mindset of abundance rather than lack. Your fifth action item: start and end each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. Do this consistently, and watch how it transforms your perspective. Final thoughts and call to action. We've covered a lot today, from reflecting on what lights you up to embracing your unique gifts, serving others, redefining failure, cultivating gratitude, living with intention, and surrounding yourself with the right people. Purpose isn't a destination, it's a journey, and every small step you take brings you closer to a life filled with meaning. So here's my challenge to you. Choose one action item from today and commit to doing it within the next 24 hours. Take that first step. It's often the hardest, but it's also the most important. Before you go, let me ask you, did you learn something new today? Did something resonate with you? If so, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification icon, and give this video a thumbs up. By doing so, you're not just supporting this channel, you're investing in yourself. Because every time you engage, you're reinforcing these lessons and staying connected to a community of growth. And finally, I want to hear from you. Is there a specific topic you're passionate about or a question you'd like answered? Let me know in the comments. Together, we can create a world where more people live with purpose and passion. Remember, the pursuit of purpose is the greatest adventure you'll ever embark on.